Well, hello there, friends. You know what day it is? It's Monday, and that means it's Morphin Monday. And we're going to be painting Power Rangers here on Renegade's Twitch channel. It says I'm playing Vampire the Masquerade. I'm not. I'm painting Power Rangers. How you doing? Welcome. Yeah, I just got the notification on my phone. I hope that everyone is well. I hope you're having a great Labor Day for those that celebrate Labor Day. And for those that don't, I hope you're just having a great Monday. Today we are finally getting our hands on some Time Force. And we are going to be painting today Time Force Green, aka Trip. And he's got a little friend with him. Let's go ahead and head down to the table and check out Trip and his friend's circuit. Here they are in all of their glory. I love this miniature so much. It is a very unique miniature, unlike anything that we have painted so far, thanks to our little owl friend here. So I'm going to put some extra love and attention into this miniature, and I hope that that means, well, I don't hope. It is very possible that that means that we will, it may take 2 streams, we'll see. So I've got some reference pictures here. And I think we're just going to jump right in. Need to decide what color green we're going to use. Usually my standard Green Ranger green is Warpstone Glow, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Warpstone Glow. The problem with Warpstone Glow is that it's kind of transparent, so it's difficult to use. It's also a little bit more of a green than what I'm seeing, a little bit brighter of a green, I guess, than what some of the other Power Ranger greens look like, I guess. So let me see if I've got anything else green-wise that I might like better. Let's see, that might be too, yeah, that's too brown. Sometimes I'll just, like, when I'm looking for a color, I'll just hold the color up to the picture and see if that works. Let me see what my... We could try Pro Acryl Green, honestly. Pro Acryl Green might be. Let me check my scale 75 real quick. There's really not good options, to be honest with you. Maybe this Boreal Green. Which one's that? There's this Boreal Green, which is kind of like a, no, I don't like that either. Black Forest Green, that's too dark. Pro Acryl Green might be it. This Irida Green, so the problem with this green is look how bright of a green that is. This one might be better. It's currently the #1 option. Alright, let's give scale 75 a try, and then we may use this Pro Acryl as a secondary option. If you're painting from home, you're following along, and you have these different options. You don't have this one that I'm using here. No. I would say the greens that you're probably looking at, you know, they're all pretty similar. It's a tough call, right? It's a tough decision. I do like Warpstone Glow the best as far as color goes, but again, this is a very transparent paint. It's hard to work with, so I'm gonna give this one a shot. I don't use scale 75 very often. I may not have even ever opened this before. Yeah, it's not even open. So let's open it up. If I have something to open it with. Somebody said something about P3. Unfortunately, I don't have any P3. Actually, that's not true. Well, there's Carabin Green, too. Maybe I'll go with this as a base. All right. Open it with your teeth. All right, I'm gonna do the Caliban Green as a base, and then we'll go from there. Spending too much time picking out a color. Am I gonna be using Apothecary White for the vest? So I need to figure that out about this vest. So is it this top part here that's around the arrow is white, and then his neck seal is white, and then everything else is silver? Is that how everybody else kind of interprets it? That's the way it looks to me anyway. I could use... You just gave me a good idea. I could just use contrast paints. I'm all over the place. All right, let's try contrast. Let's start there, okay? Start with contrast and then go from there. So I'm going to use this. This is Orc Flesh Contrast Paint. If you do not have Orc Flesh Contrast Paint, you could do Caliban Green, you could do Warpstone Glow, you could use Pro Acryl Green. These are all great options. This is a very dark green, if you can see that. So this will not be the final color, most likely, but it will give us a quick base, since, you know, I've spent so much time just chatting away at my nonsense. So I'm going to put this all over, but I'm going to try and stay just on the spots that I know are going to be green. If I get it other places, oh well, because everything else is going to get painted. It'll be good to get a base color on here quickly. That way I can move on to other stuff, because Circuit has quite a bit of different details on him. And so I'm going to have to spend a little extra time on him, or her. I don't know if it's a him or a her, or an it. So we want to... this is Orc Flesh Contrast Paint. That's what it's called. I have not used it many times. I think I used it when I was painting the Incredible Hulk. I decided to put the kitchen towel underneath today because when I paint on top of the green, see how it tends to wash out the miniature, the camera anyway. If I put this underneath, it doesn't do that. So that's why I'm doing this. Also need to figure out what color this dang gun is. I was looking online and it looks like it's red. And I can't figure out for the life of me if that's true. And if it is true, why is it red? Usually the weapons match the color of the Rangers. So shouldn't his blaster be green? But it looks like, to me, at least in the pictures I've seen, this blaster is red. So somebody in the chat, let me know if I'm out of my mind or if it really is green. Really dark pink, huh? I think really dark pink is red. I don't know what they teach you over there in Wales, but I think really dark pink is technically called red. Technically. Now, I've never seen Time Force before. I'm assuming that the little owl circuit guy, he's kind of like the alpha of this generation, the Alpha 5. Might be a bold assumption, but... And if he is, then I wonder if we will ever see him as an independent ally in the game. I wonder if I were to actually paint a Pink Ranger on stream, if G would be like, you need to paint him black. Since, you know, he likes to say everything is green. Paint everything is green. If you think the gun is gray, man, the picture that I was looking at earlier, it was red. Like, no mistake, that sucker was red. And he was holding it. It wasn't just like a picture of it by himself. Like, so I need to figure that out quick. Their helmets are super weird, too. I don't have the cards next to me. I could go get them, I guess. The circles on the helmet green too. These helmets are so strange. And the stripe down the center, that's green too. This is so weird. This helmet is very weird. The arrow is green too, huh? At least it looks like an arrow to me. I'm sure it's not an arrow. I'll have to call it something else. Surprised to see you painting. Yeah, it's just my Monday to paint. I don't know why it still says. I bet it's because I don't have control of the of Renegade's Twitch. I just have a stream key that I use in OBS that lets me stream to their channel. But I don't actually have any control over changing any of the settings. And the employees at Renegade are probably off today. So that's probably why no one updated it. And that's why it says Vampire Masquerade. Okay, I guess I need to try and find another picture of the blaster here. This one, he's holding a giant cannon, but it is not the same weapon as what I'm looking at here. This one looks almost orange. Just gonna keep scrolling through all of these pictures. Oh, his morphers on his wrist. That's kind of cool. None of these pictures have a blaster. There's only one picture with his blaster, and it's either red or orange. A close-up of the weapon. Okay. I'm going to go to the silver next because I need silver for other stuff. So I'm going to grab my lead belcher, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, it's almost like a reddish orange. It's weird. Oh, you're right. His boots are green. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. You are absolutely right. I would have caught on to it eventually, and then I would have been mad that I didn't catch on to it sooner. His boots are green. No, the visor's definitely green. It's everything around the visor. All that white, that's all black. All right. All right, let me grab some silver. I can't really put this down, so I'm just going to set it up like that. You can look at the top of his head. All right, so that was contrast paint orc flush. That's what we did as the base of the green here. Now I'm going to switch over to lead belcher. Picks incoming. So it is orange. It looks like a Nerf gun, basically. It's like a Nerf gun, orange and white. It's orange and white with a little bit of black and silver. Here's the picture for folks that are wondering. Let me turn it this way so you can see better. It looks a little reddish on my screen, but it's definitely orange. It looks just like a Nerf gun, like a white and orange Nerf gun. So that is what we will go with. Thank you, G. Gee whiz, G. Thanks for showing, G. Gee golly, gee whiz. It's the OG G-Man. It looks like a team weapon. Sure, of course. Alright, grabbing some lead belcher, throwing it on my palette here. First and foremost, I'm going to paint all of Circuit silver. And I will show you why momentarily. The whole thing is being painted silver. Although the parts that are white, you could probably get away with not painting silver. But for convenience and speed, I'm just going to paint the whole thing silver. And then go from there. When the Time Force box showed up at my house, I was really excited. So I had completely forgotten what all was included in the release, except for I knew Time Force, obviously. So in my mind, I always associate these releases with a villain box as well. So when I opened the box and there was no villains in it, it was just like the minion box. I was bummed because, man, I love painting villains. I was like, oh, I guess no villain box this time. I definitely enjoy painting. I like painting the villains a bit more than I like painting the Rangers because each villain is so uniquely different. Whereas Rangers, they're different enough in like where the colors go, but I mean, you know, a Green Ranger is a Green Ranger is a Green Ranger, if that makes sense. They're all similar in that aspect. They always have white, they always have their primary color. You paint the helmets. I just like the uniqueness of painting the villains. No villain is really the same, you know, for the most part, with few exceptions. All right, our little silver robot is now silver. So just an FYI, the part of the orange gun that looks red in the center of the image I sent you needs to be green for this model. Okay, I'll have to look at that again. All right, let's see here. What else is silver? We got his mask face thing here. His mouth guard. I think the gun he is holding is the Electro Booster. The Electro Booster, where extra pieces that connect to the Ranger's Chrono Sabers. Since every Time Force Ranger has a Chrono Saber, theoretically every Ranger member could use the Electro Booster. Red Ranger tended to be the one that used it the most often. Very cool. Very, very cool. I like that a lot, actually. The idea of all of them using it. I guess that's why there's something on this that I need to paint green. It is a robot owl on his shoulder, bestie. And it is quite cute. It is the single reason why I picked this model. Usually I let the fans pick, and I was like, you know, I'm going to paint the one I want to paint this week. Although I think it might have won if I had made it in a poll. Because I don't know if there's anybody that wouldn't want me to paint the super cute robot owl guy. So I'm quite excited. That is exactly what I'm doing, Chaos. Blue contrast over the silver so that he looks like he's a shiny metallic color. Of course, if you have a blue metallic paint already, you could just go that route. But most people don't, so I'm going to show you how to do it this way instead. I think I did the same thing when I did Ninjor too. I made him look more metallic than plastic. And I think I did it with metallic paint. And I mean, in hindsight, I probably wouldn't do that again that way with Ninjor. But when I painted Ninjor, I had also just recently painted Thanos from Marvel Crisis Protocol. And that's how I did Thanos' armor on that particular model, to give it like a shine, like a sheen, because it's the Thanos based on the comics, and in the comics, his armor or whatever looked a little shinier than it does in the movie. Or vice versa. It may have been, I don't know. I don't remember. That was a long time ago. I don't remember what my thought process was back then, but I'll probably save the weapon for last because it kind of seems like a pain in the butt, and it doesn't really go with the other things that I'm painting, so I'm just going to focus on doing one little step here at a time. Yeah, that's a great tip, by the way, for those of you who don't already know. To get a colored metallic look on anything that you want to be metal and colored, you just throw a coat of any silver metallic you have, in this case lead belcher, let it dry, and then throw a metallic. Then you throw a contrast paint over top of it, and it will look like a metallic version of whatever color you put over it. So, neat little trick. And if you're painting something completely that color, you could spray prime it in silver and then do that and completely avoid the brushing on. I think that's all the silver, right? It's really hard to tell. These pictures are not the greatest. I need a picture of the back of your helmet, bro. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright. Alright. That looks pretty decent. You used metallic blue on King Mondo and then use a semi-gloss clear coat to make it more shiny. Yeah, that's a good idea. You can also throw Ard coat over it. Circuit, the Owl was kind of the Time Force's Alpha 5. He would call the Time Force Zords from the year 3000 when the Rangers needed them, and he would give status reports to changes in the timeline caused by Time Force and ran 6 actions in the year 2001. That all sounds awesome. Why do I have a feeling that I would really like Time Force? My brush is giving me a hard time. All right, let me grab blue contrast. That's shade. That's not even contrast. You could do that too. Teslar blue is the blue contrast that I have. Again, putting this over the entire thing for ease and speed. Obviously, I'm not going to leave the whole guy blue. But this is contrast Talisar blue. That's what's going on here. And I'm going to be a little gentle because I do not want to splash any of this blue anywhere else. You also don't want to slop it on. You want to make sure it coats evenly because you want to make sure that metallic is covered, but not so much that it doesn't feel metallic. This really is the perfect color for this little guy. It looks dang close to identical to the reference photo I'm looking at. The shade and the stuff of blue that we're using here. Again, I'm taking my time. I don't want to get any of this on the green especially. That'll be the hardest to fix. Possible, but difficult. Not even difficult, just time consuming. And time is of the essence. So I'm being very gentle and slow. His little talons, I left them silver because they're going to be gold. I don't need to paint them blue and risk getting stuff on the little blue metallic bird. Super cool. Very, very, very cool. All right. So I'm going to let that dry. And I guess we need to do some of the black. I'm going to use actual black instead of German gray for this part. Actually, maybe I need to look at that weapon photo again. Let's see. Alright, so which part did he say? He said the part of the orange gun that looks red in the center. I'm assuming that means the outline of this arrow looking thing right here. Is it the whole arrow or is it just the outline? The outline needs to be green. I may not outline it at all. We'll see. Alright, I need to find orange. We'll go with this one. This is Jokero Orange. I don't know why they come up with these names here. Any orange will do. I'm just going to mark where the orange is going to be. I'll do the white last, probably. Alright. Pull up my little reference picture here. I guess I don't need to show the reference. I guess I could put it over here so you guys can see what I'm doing there. Although my phone turns off after a second of inactivity. So, see? You gotta continuously tap it, so that's really not the greatest when you're trying to show other people. I need somebody to come over and just keep my phone from turning off. Any volunteers? Anybody want to come over and just keep my phone from turning off? All right, let's see. Two. I basically just go up and down the weapon, and I'm like, okay, where? Go down here, and then around this way here. Oh, of course, my phone. You can fix that in your settings, but then I'll forget to turn it off. And then, like, next thing I know, my phone's been sitting open for, like, ever. And my battery's dead. That is 1000% what would happen to me. Oh, I see. I see what's going on here. This is what I get for wanting everything to be, like, screen accurate. Over here, like, alright. Turning it off in my settings. Here we go. Let's see. Settings. Oh, dear. General? Oh, display. Auto lock in never. Don't let me forget to turn it off. Alright, there we go. Alright, probably should have used a smaller brush for this. There's like nothing to brace my finger with here. know I'm talking to myself. Well, I guess I'm not. I'm talking to you guys. And you totally know what I'm talking about, right? Alright, is that all the orange spots? Let's see. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it's pretty good. Is it perfect? Nope. Do I care? A little bit. You thought I was going to say nope, and I didn't. So this goes down to here. And then it goes, it doesn't touch that arrow. It goes here. These details are so small, you guys. Okay. That's pretty good. And then here, we do this bottom part right here. It's pretty good. Again, is it perfect? Nope. Do I care? Only a little bit. Again, we'll do the white last. And grab some silver. Throw silver on that. Looks like the only silver is on the arrow here. I'm going to go to my black now. This is just Abaddon Black from Games Workshop. Any black will do. I've kind of started to really fall in love with this black. I used to swear by Vallejo black. I don't know, maybe I'm getting old. I don't know what being old has to do with painting this with this color. Alright, I need to switch to a smaller brush. These details are so small. Don't forget this little wheel here. And you don't have to get into all this detail that I'm doing. I'm probably going a little overboard. I will probably regret putting this much detail into the blaster later when I'm running out of time. Because let's face it, I always run out of time. Like there's this little thing back here. Right? So there's that. That. Put like a little line right there. Okay. this up here is kind of like, there's like some details, but there are no details on the miniature, so we're just going to paint the top of this black here. Ugh, that's horrible. That's alright, I'll fix that with the white later. That looks really bad. Don't look at that. That's horrible. I should have done the arrow first before I did the silver. Let's see, what do we got down here? This little guy here. That little guy there. And then this line that goes all the way down. The reason I'm not super stressed about this looking good is because I'm going to quote unquote fix all of it, or you know, adjust all of it with the white paint when I do the white. That'll be the last thing I do. This particular model just does not have some of these details built into it. So I'm having to just like throw stuff in there so it looks a little janky. But I promise I'll fix it. And it'll look great. Well, it might not look great, but it'll look like something. It'll look better than it does right now. Ugh. Why is there so many details on this little gun? I should have just painted the whole thing orange and called it a day. Alright, I'm going to come back to that because it's getting frustrating. But there's a good rough... Does it not look like a Nerf gun? Looks like a Nerf gun to me. Alright, black. What else needs to be black? Let's go back to our picture of Trip here. Alright, so his helmet needs some black. And his belt is black. Let's start with the belt here. Yeah, there is the to be finished pile. It's quite large. It's actually not that bad. I could probably knock out the to be finished pile in 1 or 2 streams, max. It's really not that bad. Because a lot of the things that I needed to finish on those to be finished models was quick. I only needed like a few more minutes, you know what I mean? Some of them needed a lot of work, though, now that I think about it. The one guy, like, what was his name? The black with, like, the green outline on everything. Who was that? Ecliptor? Was that his name? Or something along those lines? His front looks great, but the whole back of the model I never even finished because all those little lines and outlines took so long. So yeah, Ecliptor needs some help for sure. the first who's the other ones? I'm trying to think of who else. Does anyone remember anyone remember who else? Oh, this miniature is gonna be my doom, man. I finished Dane, but I didn't finish the other one. The other wolf guy. Dog species dude. The one that was like, he was a ranger, right? Maybe. I can't remember his name. The first guy. He needed a few more little touch-ups. He was close. Like, his face was done, but his uniform needed some more highlights and stuff. Which was bum. Yeah, Cougar. That was a bum because I really like that miniature, and his face turned out really, really good. I just ran out of time. I would love to revisit that one for sure. I think the first time I painted a Mighty Morphin Green Ranger on stream, I don't think I finished it either. And there's, of course, when I say, like, the miniature isn't finished, there was a ton that I didn't do the bases. There's many, many bases. I can make one whole video or one whole stream of just doing bases on all the unbased miniatures. It looks kind of cool. Just gotta take your time. Bro, how you gonna hit me with this really cool song and then all of a sudden the internet's like, oh no, we're gonna make the song all choppy. Come on. I like this song. Go back. There we go. Ugh, the universe hates me today. Specifically the internet. Alright. Man, there's so many more black pieces to paint. Lots more black to go. That looks pretty good. I went to GameStop today, which, for those of you who are not in the U.S., I don't know if you have them anywhere else, but it's essentially a video game store. Although it has turned recently, turned into much more of a pop culture nerd store than just straight up video games like it used to be. But anyway, I went in there today because we were in the mall, and they usually have pretty cool stuff on clearance. I've seen a bunch of Power Rangers stuff there before. I've bought Power Rangers stuff there before, so I just went in to look. And they had a bunch of t-shirts on sale. And I love t-shirts. Graphic t-shirts. I have like a bajillion of them. And I looked, and there was like this cool old school Batman t-shirt, right? It's like the logo from the original comics and the original TV show back in the day. And I was like, that's a really cool t-shirt. And it was on clearance for like $6 or whatever. And I was like, yeah, for $6, even if I only wear it a couple of times, it's still worth, $6. So I get up to the register, the guy rings me out, and he's like, all right, it'll be 23 cents. And I was like, he was like, yeah, it's like this, and plus your discount, 23 cents. And I was like, for 23 cents? I mean, even if I use it as a dish rag, it's worth 23 cents. Like, how has no one bought all of the shirts for 23 cents? Like, holy smokes. So, I'm very excited about my 23-cent Batman shirt. And what's funny is my favorite Pikachu shirt, probably my favorite shirt that I currently own is a Pikachu shirt. I also got for clearance at GameStop, which is kind of crazy that my favorite shirt came from GameStop, but it was also on clearance, and I think it was like after like my discount and all that other stuff, that shirt, the Pikachu shirt, only ended up costing me like $3 or something like that. It was like crazy cheap. So I guess when I need clothes, first stop is GameStop. I'm kidding, obviously, but not really. Kidding, but not really kidding. Alright, I think that's all the black. For now. God, that blaster is driving me crazy. Which color do I want to do now? I think I need to do just some Quicksilver here. Hold on. I would have bought all of them, but that was the last one they had. And it just so happened to be in my size. I probably wouldn't have bought all of them, but like I'd have bought my son one. He's a different size than me. And I might have gotten two in my size. That way if it fits and I like it, I save one, and then when... Because I wear them out, especially like with the painting and stuff. I spill stuff on my shirts, and so I go through a lot of shirts. That's why I said like my favorite shirt currently, because my favorite shirt changes. I would say before the Pikachu shirt, I have a Skeletor shirt. That is like one of my favorites of all time, and I only wear that like basically on laundry day when I got nothing else to wear. The outline details on the helmet are quite nicely defined, so it's quite an easy paint. I got a little bit of silver on the lens, but or the visor, but that's all right. I thought I'd struggle with this part, but again, Renegade has done such a good job with the model design here that these details are quite well defined. Very easy to paint. I missed some of the green on the chin. I had to fix that really quick, or it's going to drive me crazy. They paid you $3. Are you going back? Yes, Circuit is next. I just gotta fix this jaw on the helmet. So I'm going back to my contrast real quick. Good enough for government work. All right. Let's go back to our owl friend, Circuit. Okay, so looking at Circuit, let me see if I can see a picture of him from the back. Of course, he's completely different on the back. Why wouldn't he be different on the back? So he's not even that blue. Of course, he's got red wings, like the tips of his wings are red. He's got a lot of white. Wonderful. So exciting. He may be the cutest thing in Power Rangers I've ever seen, though. Holy moly, that is a cute little dude. Alright, let me get on all my metallics. Stand by. All right. Colors do we got here? Yellow, red, yellow, red, gold. Is that gold? It looks like gold to me. Brass. All right. Holy moly. All right. Where to begin? This little guy's wild. All right, I'm gonna grab some gold. You could use any gold. I'm gonna use bright gold from Pro Acryl. This is gonna be for the gold bits behind the eyes. Although I probably don't need to even do that now that I'm looking at it because he's so small. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Alright, so his eyes are really small on the miniature. So we might avoid that. That's good. I'm glad I didn't start doing it. So let's do the white first. Let's go ahead and knock that out. It looks like his legs, his stomach, and these little circles on his wings are all white. So for the white, I actually have a white metallic that I'm going to try. It's called White Alchemy. This is like a scale 75 metallic. I think I've used it once or twice before, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty transparent, so it may not work because that blue still might be showing through. But I gotta give it a shot, you know? Gotta give it a shot because it's worth it. So let's check out this White Alchemy. It's a little chalky, but I think it might work with an extra coat or two. You definitely could do a normal, you know, any color really. You could white out the space with white, and then go over it with your with the paint I'm using right now. This is kind of working. It's just taking a couple coats, that's all. But so far, so good. I think that's all the white. I guess I take that back. There's white underneath his helmet. Or underneath this part right here is white as well. I think. Only have like one picture of the back of his head. And I think that it looks white to me, so I'm painting it white. Because ours are yellow, red, and black. And they are not metallic in the same way that the rest of him is. They look more digital, like his body is made completely of, you know, metal parts, except for his eyes are like a screen. All right. All right, I'm going to try something. This may not work, so Just bear with me here. I'm grabbing some purple shade from GW. I'm going to widen this because it's tough for me to keep it on the camera. This is just for the lower part. This might not do what I want it to do, so just stand by, because if it doesn't, I don't want to, I want everybody that's following along to be like doing what I'm doing, and then I'm not going all the way up. I'm just doing the lower part of the feathers on the tail and on the wings. Now I'm going to do the same thing while that dries. Cassidonia yellow. It's a yellow shade. By the way, if you don't own, there's like a box set, or at least there used to be, of all of the GW shades, all the different colors. If you don't own that, if that's not in your arsenal, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Very, very useful for many, many different things. Many different projects. So again, I'm doing the same thing, but this time with the yellow. And this is for like around the face. I'm not going all the way in. I'm just doing the edges to give it like a yellow tint. And his little, I don't know what you'd call them, antenna things. Alright, while those dry, I am going to get some gold. I wasn't going to use this bright gold for the other thing, but I will use it for this. So this is Pro Acryl's bright gold. Use any gold you want. I want a nice bright gold, so I'm using bright gold. And that's going to be for this thing on the back, on his back. Probably because he's from the year 3000. It's probably why his color scheme doesn't make a ton of sense. Alright, I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to grab, this is copper, also from Pro Acryl. This definitely might be a 2-parter. Or a 1.5-parter where we combine it with another mini to finish. We'll see. There's still a ton I want to do. So I got this copper. So on the miniature I'm looking at, it looks like the joints here behind the wings and around the neck small little detail that I promise makes all the difference when you're looking at the miniature. Alright, that's it, just those little joints on the back there. His feet are also gold, I just remembered that. So I'm going to grab that and paint his little feet. What did I put the copper on? There's little ball joints that connect the wings and the head to the robot in the back. So like if you look at the robot's body from the back, there's these 2 little ball joints here, and then the one right below his neck. This bright gold is very transparent. Holy smokes. Like 17 coats later. I'm going to do one more coat of that yellow shade. Seriously, this is like coat number 3 of this gold. start working on his eyes. I just need regular yellow. Yellow, red, and black. Yeah. Alright. Alright, let's go yellow first. Any yellow will do. I just grabbed Uriel yellow. We'll see how it looks. It might be too yellow. And paint the whole eye yellow first. Let's just see what we're working with here. Hello, Mosafet. Mosafet. I know I'm a fan of rich gold than bright gold. Yeah, I can understand that. Is his beak not colored? Oh, I guess it is, huh? Duh. Pay attention, Louie. I'm gonna grab that bright gold again for his little nose, his little beak. Put that on the little screw on his chest too. I'll have to do that a couple of times to make it. Wild Rider red, no, Evil Sun Scarlet. That'll be my red here. Maybe. Hopefully. Alright, so I'm going to do this in the eyes here. And then grab some of our black from earlier. Very cool. Very cool. All right. More gold. Coat number 4. Just can't get that paint to cover up. It's so transparent. All right. And now, let me go back to this other picture here. Where'd it go? This one. Now we gotta grab some, where'd it go? I'm gonna grab some of this Carroburg Crimson. It is a red shade. So for those keeping track, we've used a purple, a yellow, and now we're using red. And hopefully, this thing that I've been doing with the wings pays off. It does not look red at all, unfortunately. Man, that stinks. I was trying to avoid having to paint the red on because I really wanted the metallic to kind of show through. But it's not as good as I wanted it to be. It's not as good as I had pictured in my head. I don't have a red metallic color, so this is one of those instances where like having more time would be good, because then you could use a I mean, it doesn't look terrible, it's just not as great It's not as cool as I wanted it to be. Does the model have the red and green lights? It does not. And if it did, the wings are pointing down, so it'd be hard to see anyway. But you can kind of see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create the highlights, the red and the yellow highlights on the bird. It's kind of tough to see. But they are there. And he is quite cute with those little details on there. So I'm not like blown away happy about how he looks, but I'm happy enough to where I can say, okay, he's done and we can move on. And as I look at the time and I'm like, well, that's pretty much all the time we have, folks. It's not, but we're getting close. So I'm gonna finish this blaster. I'm gonna grab all Thuan Gray. That's gonna be the white I'm gonna use here. The green will look nothing like what it looks right now. So for those who might be thinking, man, that green on his suit looks really bad. Yes, it does. That was really meant to be a base. So that I didn't have to paint and do a shade. It kind of knocked that out for me. Same thing with like the white here. We're just gonna cover up our boo-boos with the white. Or in this case, the Thuan Gray. I just don't know if they really are off. That's just my assumption. And you know what they say about assuming. If I only needed a few minutes, I would do it, but I need a little more than a few minutes. Because I basically have to completely do the green, not really from scratch, but I mean, I'll do what I can to get done, and we'll see. Probably put a wash on this blaster, like a black wash. And then re-highlight the white. Yeah, I'd probably put Nuln Oil on it. I don't know if I'll have time to do it now, but... Right now I'm just doing touch-ups. Going around, looking to see what looks good, what looks bad. Again, the green is the only thing really that I'm super unhappy with. Everything else looks pretty darn good. For, you know, the amount of time that we put into it. This bit on the bottom is silver. Yeah, I'll just show you guys really quick before I end what that green will look like once I'm done with the highlights. I'll give you like a little sneak at it. We'll do it on the back here. Okay, so here's currently what the green looks like with just contrast. Hold on. Also don't have a lot of room on my palette here to do this. It kind of gives you an idea a little better. Probably looks the same. Promise it's not. It's very splotchy from the whatchamacallit. I could also... This is, if you ever wanted to experiment on a miniature without ruining it, focus on the butt. Nobody looks at the butt of a miniature. The back or the butt. Just don't do it on the front. Because if you do it on the front and you screw up and you don't like it, you're kind of SOL at that point. I don't like any of these greens. So I guess that's what I would do in the next stream or whenever we fix this guy up, is I would go through and I would try different greens until I found one I liked. I don't know. Now I've gone down a rabbit hole. It looks a little better than it did. This last screen that I used was Pro Acryl Green, and that's probably what I would do the whole thing in. Man, I really want to finish this now. I'll stop. It's getting late. I don't want to keep you guys either. I don't know what else is on the schedule for today, so I don't want to cut into anything else. As I keep doing it. All right. I'm really going to stop now. But, okay, so that's the front, right? That's what we got from the wash. And there's the back. I don't know if you could tell a difference. But this is much more of a true green back here. Whereas this is more not a true green. Maybe you can't see it. But, yeah, circuit's done. He's looking pretty cool. Not amazing. I may do more with him too later. We're just going to call this guy not done. This miniature not done. I'll tell you what's not on the schedule. Vampire Masquerade. Yes, that is true. All right. I'm good with that. We will keep working on him. I will probably do... I'll probably do him next time. Because I think I can get almost a full stream. And I'll have a couple... I'll have a couple extra little somethings off to the side, and we'll go from there. That way, in case I finish with him early. But we got a lot done. I think that we can still do more stuff with Circuit. I think we can work a little bit more on these greens and some more with the blaster. I really, really like this miniature, so I want to make sure it gets its due attention. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, one more thing I want to tell you before I go. I'm actually going to be giving a copy of Time Force away for free, as well as everything else that came in that wave. So the pre-order bonuses, the minion box, and the Time Force. So if you, yes, I already did. Thank you, Tony. If you would like your own copy of Time Force and everything else that came with it, make sure you go over to my Instagram at the real REAL Daddy LOUIE at the real Daddy Louie, all one word on Instagram. Make sure you drop a follow. That will be coming out shortly. If not this week, then early next week is when that giveaway will start happening. So you can own either a brand new copy or a second copy if you already have it, so that you can paint these miniatures as well. So definitely go and check that out. Thank you to Renegade, as always, for having me on the stream. And make sure you take care of yourself, take care of each other, play your games, and paint your miniatures. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hit the outro button.